stripes and bright stars, through the perilous fight, o'er the ramparts we watched, were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets' red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave.
As I was preparing for today's auspicious occasion, I was reminded by a familiar line from a poem by Robert Frost. Two roads diverged in a wood, and I took the one less traveled by, and that has made all the difference. Will you pray with me? Most gracious, omnipresent, all-powerful Creator, we thank you for leading and guiding our candidates down the road less traveled by. While some only dare to dream of pursuing a PhD, and others have started but have had their dreams deferred, these candidates have embarked on a journey of what very few have accomplished and have made it to the finish line, and for that we say thank you. This road, this long road less traveled, often seeming like it's never ending, has been filled with both milestones and mishaps. At times, this road has been smooth, blooming with scenic beauty of grants, fellowships, and scholarly publications along the way. Other times, this road has had its share of potholes, including failed experiments, countless re-edits, financial instability, food insecurity, depression, and loss of loved ones, all of which could have easily knocked them off track. Nevertheless, they have persevered and stayed the course, toiled and strove through late nights and early mornings, and have earned the title of doctor in front of their names. We thank you for the community of support that has wrapped their loving arms around them during this season. We ask a special blessing upon the families, the friends, the professors, staff who have sojourned in this race with our graduates. We lift our gratitude for the culmination of their journey. And although this is a season of celebration as we reflect upon the past accomplishments and future endeavors, help us all to remember that the work we do is not for a title or acclaim, but for the greater good of humanity. Remind our graduates that they are called to live a life of purpose, and that their work and that their research should not just prepare their own egoism, but also aid in the advancement for the common good. And that will indeed make all the difference. In your holy name we pray. Amen.
Okay, thank you, Chaplain Pearson. So, good morning and welcome everyone. And by the way, graduates, those of you who were here yesterday, this is that umbrella. My name is Andrew Campbell. I'm Dean of the Graduate School, and it's my privilege to preside over this ceremony as we confer doctoral degrees for Brown University. I'd like to begin by saluting the candidates, ascendant. Today, we recognize your dedication and your achievements. I welcome the parents, spouses, partners, children of our graduating students to also stand. Please stand. Yeah. And finally, I would like to recognize your faculty advisors and mentors, and I ask that they too stand. We are delighted to have you all with us. Now, please sit, please. This is an exciting day for our graduates and their families. To make it go more smoothly for all, I ask that you silence your phones, your cell phones. This ceremony is simulcast on the Brown website, and the order of the program is available on the commencement website and the guidebook app. Photos, we all know we're all very fond of photos. Please know that there's a professional photographer here to capture the moment when each graduate receives their diploma and are hooded. Now, as a courtesy to others, we kindly ask that you stay in your seats and take your own photographs after the ceremony. Finally, there are water stations adjacent to the tent near the arch. Now, it's my pleasure to introduce the platform party behind me. On your far left is Mr. Ethan Bernstein, Director of Administration and Operations, who will assist in conferring diplomas. Ethan? Next to him is Associate University Chaplain Jermaine Pearson. Associate Dean Elizabeth Harrington of the Division of Biology and Medicine. Next to her is Marlena Duncan, Associate Dean of Diversity Initiative and Assistant Vice President for Academic Diversity, who, with Dean Harrington, will hood the recipients. Beside her is Vanessa Ryan, Associate Dean of Student Development. Beside her is Sylvia Giorguli, who received her PhD from Brown University in 2004 and is this year's Horace Mann Medal recipient. Dr. Giorguli. Dr. Giorguli is president of El Colegio de Mexico. Thomas A. Lewis, Associate Dean of Academic Affairs at the Graduate School, is next. Together, he and Dean Ryan will present the dissertation awards. We are delighted to have Maria T. Zuber with us today. She is a member of the Brown Board of Fellows, and she received her doctoral degree at Brown in 1986. Dr. Zuber will confer degrees on behalf of the university. Now, it's my honor to introduce our student speaker, Pinar Durgan. Pinar was chosen by the Graduate Student Council to address today's graduates, all of you today. She will receive a Doctor of Philosophy degree in Archaeology and the Ancient World. She's an international student and holds a Master's of Arts degree from Koç University in Istanbul in Anatolian Civilization and Cultural Heritage Management, and a bachelor's degree from Bilkent University. Pinar joined Brown University as a Fulbright Scholar and taught as a Dean's Faculty Fellow in her final year. Her address is entitled, Speak to the Past, and it shall speak to thee. Pinar.
Thank you, Dean Campbell, deans, faculty, staff, and the Graduate Student Council for giving me the honor to talk to you today. Good morning, fellow doctors, and congratulations to all of you. Today is a day to celebrate, a day of being proud of ourselves and of this accomplishment. Today is also a day of being grateful to everyone who came here with us to share our happiness and all the others who have supported us throughout our time before and during graduate school. Think about all the times you called your parents to ask how to cook your favorite dish, or about how to fill out those tax forms. The times you woke up your friends, siblings, roommates, or partners because you needed help or someone to talk. We made it, but our accomplishments wouldn't be possible without all their emotional and intellectual support. They deserve a big round of applause from all of us. People with a graduate degree form only 10% of the US population. Today, I'm joining that lucky 10%. You're joining that lucky 10%. But even though luck does play a part in this, one needs much more than luck to become a graduate student and to finish this degree. Whether you spent most of your time in a lab, in the library, or in the classroom, you were expected to finish your coursework, pass your exams, give conference presentations, conduct research projects, experiments, and fieldwork, teach and publish at the same time, and you were expected to be good at all of it. All of you sitting here today in your brown gowns, you did it. So give yourself a well-deserved big round of applause as well. Today is a day to enjoy this moment, but also to reflect on the past. As an archaeologist, I constantly witness the power the past has on our present. Every corner of our campus, too, reminds us of this power history has. Every day coming to campus, I walked by the sign on the John Carter Brown Library. It so wisely proclaims, "Speak to the past, and it shall teach thee." Let's go to the past for a second. Remember the first day you set foot on campus 6 or 7 years ago? In many ways, today feels very similar to that day, doesn't it? You're proud, excited, but also a little bit nervous about what's to come. Remember the day when you were just accepted to Brown University? You probably called one of the people who came here today to celebrate with you. I called my parents, and we all cried over the phone. They can't be here today, but they're on the other side of the phone, virtually present, just as they were the day I received my letter. The week we arrived at Brown was full of excitement of meeting new people and figuring out our new lives here in Providence. It was only a year ago that I was reminded of this excitement when I worked at the International Graduate Student Orientation. I saw the bright eyes and happy faces, but I also talked to students who were worried about making friends, finding their way and their voices in their departments and in their new lives. International or not, we all worried. I remember my worries began to ease as early as the orientation day when I met people who later became some of my best friends. In my first year, I also met my husband in one of my hardest language classes. So in retrospect, all those difficult exams had at the end 2 rewards. Life didn't stop from happening while we were in classes, doing our research, or finishing up our dissertations. Sometimes things happen in the most unexpected ways, and sometimes we didn't know how to move forward. But as graduates who have spent most of our life learning, we know that not knowing is okay, and we know that learning never really ends. I know some things about the past, some things about the present, but I don't know anything about the future. I'm not standing here claiming that I have figured out life. I haven't. Today, I'm standing here to encourage ourselves to speak to our pasts and learn from our shared experience as Brown University graduate students and as scholars in today's world. I want to share with you 3 things I learned during my time as a graduate student that I will use after leaving Brown. First, I learned that our life is not determined by what we have achieved or did not achieve in the past, but that we need to learn from the past, do our best today, and always look forward to the future. Have future plans, bucket lists, lists of things you want to publish, do, or achieve. Find muses and role models, sources of inspiration in your life and in your work. Think about it. Life is not really that different than graduate school. There will be difficulties to overcome, and you will find your way to overcome those and to do better. One of my sources of inspiration, the Mexican artist Frida Kahlo, says, "At the end of the day, we can endure much more than we think we can." The diploma you're getting today is a proof to yourself that you turned your endurance into fortitude. Second, I learned that it is important to take the time to thank the people and organizations who have invested in you. Yes, they gave you money to travel or to do your research, but more importantly, they were there for you and they vouched for you. Most of us have used funds from the graduate school, graduate student council, or other institutes on campus. I even got a travel grant from the Graduate Student Center Bar, and I don't even like beer. So as I have the opportunity, I want to thank GCB for giving us money in addition to being our favorite meeting place. Acknowledge these people who stood by you and your work. Your advisors wrote you recommendations. Your mentors and friends helped you build networks. Your colleagues supported you and your students were inspired by you. Your parents put all their love and maybe much of their savings into your education. All of these people believed in you, so believe in yourself. The third thing I learned is that we need to do things that incline us toward big questions and solving important problems. During the last 6 years, some of you marched to the State House with rainbow colors, with pink hats, with Black Lives Matter flags. Some of you worked hard every day to unionize graduate student labor. Some of you stood in solidarity with your orange scarves on the main green with families who will never see their children go to grad school or even to college. From what I learned studying ancient civilizations, I can tell you that change takes time, but it will only come if you keep working towards it and not if you just leave it to time. There's a reason why you came to Brown. There's a reason why you dedicated perhaps the best years of your youth to your study and to your cause. You're here today because you have what it takes to fulfill expectations and go beyond. And even though at times it was difficult emotionally, physically, and intellectually to not give up, after 6 years, you still love what you do. Take this love and touch others' lives. As graduates who were privileged enough to be at Brown, who were properly funded throughout our time here, we now owe it to our communities, academic and public, to use our knowledge, skills, and power to help other voices be heard, others who were not as privileged or as fortunate as us. Take your love for teaching, research, creating, and solving problems to the world. As doctors of philosophy from Brown University, now it is our time to give back. My experience at Brown as a first-generation college student has inspired me to contribute to my community by finding a sustainable solution to a problem that has affected many graduate students, especially those from low-income backgrounds. The problem with the academic job market, as you know, is that we are expected to have wide networks and a good record of conference presentations. This expectation, however, favors those who have consistent incomes, sufficient travel funds, or other financial means to travel. So here's my solution. I'm building a database of academics who are willing to host students and early career scholars in their guest rooms for free. So far, my database has close to 200 hosts from over 20 different countries. Maybe we can't make conferences cheaper, but we can help each other afford to attend them. That way, we can hear voices from all backgrounds in academic and scholarly platforms. My point is that your research matters, but so do your individual experiences. Build on them and use them, because nothing can substitute the impact of your unique experiences on your work and on your communities. I'm coming to the end of my speech, but as our families and friends know too well, as academics, it is really difficult for us to end the conversation without talking about our own research subjects. So bear with me. I studied death and burial, and as much as I enjoy talking about it, I'm also aware that some of you might perhaps find it a little too morbid to talk about death on this occasion. But let me tell you that this semester I made a classroom full of 20-year-olds think about their own mortality 3 times a week. There is one important thing I myself realized while teaching about death. Once you learn to remind yourself that there's so much uncertainty in this world, and with one certainty that you're going to die, you can avoid doubting yourself or focusing on what you might have to lose. As graduate students, we all have mastered self-doubt. But let's leave that with our past graduate student selves. Let's embrace not knowing everything and keep on wanting to learn more. Dear doctors, you're going into the world carrying Brown University's name with you. All the people who love you and support you stand by you. You have your skills, knowledge, and experiences with you. Your time as a graduate student is the past now. Speak to it, listen to it, and learn from it. Let it teach you that there are no excuses to avoid new challenges and no reason not to follow your ideas and dreams. After all, your past has shown you that you can overcome one of the hardest challenges in academia. I wish you and myself way more good things than just luck. Enjoy your title and use it for good. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Pinar. We now turn to the Joukowsky Family Foundation Dissertation Prizes. These prizes are named for the Joukowsky family, who have shown great generosity to the university. Will members of the Joukowsky family please rise? With these prizes, we recognize outstanding achievements in research by PhD recipients in the humanities and the life, social, and physical sciences. Recipients of the awards were nominated by their departments and final selections made by the Graduate Student Council, including faculty members and deans. It is my pleasure to introduce Dean Thomas A. Lewis and Dean Vanessa Ryan, who will confer these awards. Thank you to the Joukowskys. Thank you.
Thank you, Dean Campbell. I'm honored to present these awards for outstanding scholarly achievement and will draw from nomination letters and abstracts to describe the many achievements of our recipients. The winner of the Joukowsky Dissertation Prize in the Humanities is David Mayer Middleman, who David is receiving his PhD in Portuguese and Brazilian studies. His dissertation analyzes the issue of skepticism in the novels of three celebrated writers of Brazilian literature: Machado de Assis, João Guimarães Rosa, and Clarice Lispector. His work is entitled Skepticism and the Limits of Knowledge in Modern Brazilian Narrative. By showing the differences in how the authors address skepticism in their writing, his research explores both literary and philosophical dimensions of the suspension of judgment. Middleman has already published 2 original articles in the journals Transmodernity and the Rocky Mountain Review. Middleman was a Dean's Faculty Fellow this past spring and taught a course entitled The Future of the Past, 21st Century Fiction from the Portuguese-Speaking World. His future plans include enlarging his dissertation into a postdoctoral project or book by exploring additional Brazilian works on skepticism. Congratulations, David. The Joukowsky Dissertation Award in the Life Sciences is awarded to Megan Beth Cole. Megan is receiving her PhD in Health Services Research, and her research focuses on Medicaid and safety net populations and how state and federal health reform efforts affect healthcare coverage, quality, and equity for these populations. Megan's research has critically important policy implications for millions of low-income patients across the United States. All chapters of her dissertation have been published or accepted for publication in Health Affairs, Medical Care, and the Journal of General Internal Medicine. The first chapter of her dissertation was also covered widely in the lay press. Published in 2017, it has already been cited 15 times. Megan's honors include the Agency for Healthcare Research and Quality Health Services Research Dissertation Award and Academy Health's Alice S. Hirsch Student Scholarship. She is currently conducting research and teaching as an assistant professor at Boston University in the Department of Health, Law, Policy, and Management in the School of Public Health. Congratulations, Megan. The Joukowsky Dissertation Award in the Physical Sciences goes to Samir Subramanian Iyer, who is receiving his PhD in applied mathematics. The title of his work is Boundary Layers for 2D Stationary Navier-Stokes Flows Over a Moving Boundary. Iyer studies partial differential equations, specifically those equations that govern fluid flows known as the Navier-Stokes equations. He has been interested to understand the vanishing viscosity limit of these equations in the presence of obstacles. The main part of his dissertation concerns the Prandtl boundary theory. He has made strides, along with others, to understand more about the mathematical underpinnings of the phenomena of boundary layers, which were first introduced by Ludwig Prandtl in the early 1900s. Samir's dissertation contains nearly 400 pages of careful, detailed, and technically complex equations. His first results show the persistence of Prandtl layer expansion, including so-called boundary layer detachment, a phenomenon observed in some fluid experiments. Several parts of Samir's research have been published as single-author papers in leading mathematical journals and have been recognized through invitations to give talks at several universities. He will start an NSF postdoctoral fellowship in the Department of Mathematics at Princeton University this July. Congratulations, Samir. The Joukowsky Dissertation Award in the Social Sciences goes to Maria Cecilia Huang, who is Maria is receiving her PhD in American Studies, and her research is based on intensive ethnographic research in Hong Kong with independent sex workers from the Philippines who circulate in global international cities across Asia. Her dissertation is titled Shadow Migration and Gendered Illegality: The Temporary Labor Migration of Filipina Sex Workers in Asia. She defines a new type of migrant called shadow migrants who travel legally to work temporarily in cities with open border policies with the migrant's country of origin. They maintain a valid legal immigration status, but become, quote, illegal workers by working in a shadow economy. To date, Maria has published 2 articles from her dissertation in the journals Signs and Women's Studies Quarterly, and is developing her dissertation into a book manuscript. Maria's honors include the American Association of University Women Dissertation Completion Fellowship and the Social Science Research Council Dissertation Proposal Development Fellowship. She is currently working as the Henry Luce Foundation Postdoctoral Fellow in Southeast Asian Studies at Rice University. Congratulations, Maria. Thank you, Dean Campbell. It's truly a privilege to recognize these outstanding young scholars.
Okay, thank you, Dean Lewis and Dean Ryan. And again, thank you to the Joukowsky family for their generosity. I also add my own congratulations to all of you. Outstanding work. Now, we turn to the Horace Mann Medal. This medal was was established in 2003 and is given annually to a Brown Graduate School alumnus or alumna who has made significant contributions in his or her field inside or outside of the academy. It is with great pleasure that I call this year's Horace Mann Medal recipient, Sylvia Elena Giorguli, to the podium to receive her honor. Dr. Giorguli received her PhD in sociology in 2004, coming to Brown with a master's degree in demography. She is a current president of El Colegio de Mexico, or Colmex, a school located in Mexico City and regarded as a premier research and teaching university for social sciences and humanities in Mexico. Dr. Giorguli joined the Colmex faculty at the Center for Demographic, Urban, and Environmental Studies following her graduation from Brown. In 2009, she was named director of the center, where she transformed and revitalized the master's and doctoral programs, added a new program of modular training and advanced research methods, and hired a number of new faculty from top-tier US doctoral programs. That could mean some of you. She also established a new demographic journal, Coyuntura Demographica, and from 2009 to 2015, she was president of the Mexican Demographic Society. Her research and academic activities focus on the issues of international migration from Mexico to the United States and its consequences for the Mexican population on both sides of the border. She has also studied the transition to adulthood in Latin America and the effects of demographic changes, particularly on education. She is a co-researcher on the Mexican Migration Project, along with faculty at Brown, Princeton, and the University of Guadalajara. It is the longest ongoing study of Mexico-US migration based on surveys conducted in Mexico and migrant destination communities in the US. The project is funded by the National Institutes of Health and has transformed the way migration has been studied. In recognition of her outstanding accomplishments in the area of migration and demographic change in Mexico, Dr. Giorguli serves as a National Council of Migration Policy of the Secretary of the Interior, the Consulting Council of UNICEF in Mexico, the Citizen Advisory Council for Population Policy of the National Population Council, the Scientific Advisory Committee of the International Institute for Applied Systems Analysis, and World Commission on Forced Displacement, amongst others. That's a lot of honors. Today, it is my distinct pleasure to acknowledge the contributions of Dr. Giorguli with the 2018 Horace Mann Medal. Thank you, Dr. Giorguli. I now turn the podium over to Ebony Dolores Chambers, who today will receive her doctoral degree in pathobiology and a master's degree in public affairs. As a treasurer of the Graduate Student Council, she will present this year's Wilson DuBois Award. Ebony?
Good morning, everybody. The recipient of the 2018 Wilson DuBois Award is Catherine Haney, the Academic Department Manager for Egyptology and Assyriology. The Graduate Student Council recognizes her unwavering support and commitment to graduate students at Brown University. As the manager of Egyptology and Assyriology, Catherine has gone above and beyond the call of duty to serve graduate students in this and neighboring departments. She regularly works extra hours to help with events, lectures, and conferences, enabling graduate students to promote these events as junior scholars with little experience. She always treats graduate students as people and scholars first, and her extra efforts to support and encourage graduate students through major life events makes the department a welcoming and pleasant place to work. Her deep knowledge of the administration makes her the ideal source for help on confusing administrative matters, and she never hesitates to offer assistance when it is needed. All administrators have an impact on the graduate experience, and we appreciate all that Catherine and her colleagues across the campus have done on behalf of graduate students. Catherine.
Okay, we now turn to the conferral of degrees. That moment. I'd like to welcome Dr. Zuber to the podium.
Socii honorandi. Hominis quos ad gradum in philosophia doctoris Audineos compermanos vobis presentamos et eos ad hoc gradum promovere liciat rogamos. Candidati ad gradum in philosophia doctoris ascendant.
Please be seated. Oh. Is that mic on?
Ac privilegiesa ad hunc gradum pertentia vobis concededo, quare in testimonia haec diplomatata vobis solemniter trado.
Now I have the honor to present the recipients of the Doctor of Philosophy degree of Brown University. Stephen Tay Jun An. Alton Turowitz, Alawala. Courtney K. Anderson. Reza Azimi. Julia Ann Barber. Zachary Alexander Barnett. Dori Beglari. Katerina Belotti. Marcelo A. Bort. Girija Borkar. Amanda Terry Boston. David Michael Brandman. Stephen Andrew Bronner. Mario Francesco Carrillo. Gregory P. Casey. Tess Elena Caswell. Ebony Dolores Chambers. Chun Hao Chen. Jerome Ko Chua. Dylan Vale Kofer Shabika. Megan Beth Cole. Emily Jane Hawkins Contois. Lucas Costa Scottini. Atreya Chatterjee. Kumail John Sagon. Larson Allen DiFiore. Daniel M. Dubrieu. Amanda Marie Duffy. Diana M. Dukanova. Hawatsu Dumbuya. Pinar Durgan. Alexandra Grace Ellis. Lee Taylor Elrod. Adam E.M. El-Torai. Allison Michelle Engwall. Keith Robert Fairbank, Jr. Ifan. Chen Feng. Michael William Flores. Diego Agustin Focanti. Jennifer Julie Forcina. Nicholas Thompson Franklin. Samuel Well Franklin. Brian Gabriel Frieden. Simon Fry Aldenhoven. Stephanie Lee Galasso. Yoon Gao. Christopher Piers Gillette. Rafael David Gonzalez Cruz. Pavitra Govindan. Anne Gray Fisher. August Guang. Hua Guo. Emma Louise Handy. Alicia Dean Harper. Sohel Hashemi. Christopher David Heelan. Odni Helga Datour. Irina Getko. Mark K. Ho. Show Ho. Brian James House. Amanda Avery Howard. Amy S. Huang. Mengna Huang. Maria Cecilia Huang. Samir Subramanian Iyer. Daryl Claire Jansen. Leroy Lin Ruo Jia. Tien Jin. Colin Roy Johnson. Iwana Bogdana Jukan. Takamasa Kanaya. Majida Kargbo. Nicholas Jason Carl. Emily Grace K. Lydia Marie Kilo Bennett. Alireza Khorshidi. Rachel Eve Connect. Ruvi Kumar. Esther Viola Kurtz. Guan Wen Lai. Brooke May Lampard. Jonathan Landy. Elizabeth A. Leary. Julia Smyoungli Lee. Blaze William Lieber III. Susan Ellen Leggett. Ryan Lawrence Lahane. Ching Lee. Boda Liu. Nguyen Sung Liu. Jonathan Christopher Mace. Newman Ahmed Malik. Michael George Marcusa. Patricia Isabel Martina Ferreira. William David Malbeck. Patrick Main. Christian Louise McCausland. Lillian Gabrielle Mengashaw. David Mayer Middleman. Michael Alexander Mon. Kevin Ronald Murphy. Jessica Lynn Nelson. Adam Zachary Knightenson. Declan Dinesh Aller. Lakshmi Padmanabhan. Andre Ricardo Pagliarini. Irene Pang. Alexandra Paputsaki. Jorge Eduardo Perez Perez. Marcia Pescador Jimenez. Sarah L. Pfaff. Christopher Bruno Picardo Mendizaba. Daniel Max Picus. Daniel Martin Platt. Justin L. Pombrio. Stephanie Elaine Post. Z.G.E. Chu. Ian Edward Randall. Swetha Raghunathan. Jurlee Wren. Daria Dmitrievna Resch. Adrian Rubley Ornelas. Jessica Sarah Sadik. Hadia A.T. Sower. Muknisha Kanthilial Shah. Yang Shen. Stephanie Shi. Carlos Edibaldo Silva. Benjamin Chase Silver. Yang Song. Catherine Antonia Goodrich Stidel. Kevin Paul Sterling. Valerie Marie Strezak. Jung Soon. Jennifer C. Swalek. Allison Jordan Taggart. Yu Hung Tung. Robert Joseph Thorne. Brett Matthew Topi. Tori Lynn Salmon Truskowski. William Joseph Violet. Alexander Weston Walker. Laura Stephanie Walton. Mengjing Wang. Xu Wang. Kelly Ann Whitford. Ben Ensrud Whitney. Lawrence Elizabeth Visht. Megan Esther Wilson. Jen Shi. Chi Shin. Ryan Yuen Shu. Ren Yi. Xiang Yu. Emmanuel Scargan. Sinzan. Ejon. Xuan Zhao. Insui Zhang. And finally, Michael Zlotnikov. I wish to report that 208 students have completed their degree requirements and have permission to receive their degrees today. Will all doctoral degree candidates please rise?
Vidate Igatur ut probe integreke. In emalumtum rei publicae et Dei honorum ut desit eos doc gradu honororis vos gravitas sedete doctora di philosophia. And congratulations to all of you on getting your PhDs today.
Again, congratulations to all of you. I'd like to thank Dr. Zuber, my fellow deans, and the terrific staff of the Graduate School for help in making this such a successful event. As you go out into the world to serve, in the words of Brown's Charter, with usefulness and reputation in various roles as postdoctoral fellows in government, the private sector, nonprofit organizations, and as faculty in colleges and universities around the world, I ask you to remain connected to Brown as loyal alumni. You are now and will remain an integral part of the university and its tradition. I proclaim Octoretata mi commissa declaro cerimonia terminata. Congratulations. The doctoral ceremony will now conclude with the benediction and the alma mater. Afterwards, we ask graduates, families, and guests to stay where they are until the platform party and faculty have left the tent. For the graduates attending the university ceremony, which I hope all of you will. It begins at 1:15 on the main green. There are seats reserved for you there in section 5. Graduates will exit by section and row as directed by staff. Thank you. I invite Jermaine Pearson back to the podium.
God, we thank you for this institution, Brown University, and these new alumni who will leave an indelible impression on the world and the lives of others. Although this part of their journey is ending, we thank you for new beginnings and endeavors that await them. As we celebrate on the eve of Memorial Day, we ask a special blessing upon those families who've lost loved ones serving in the armed forces, and protect those who continue to serve and protect for our freedom. Be with us as we depart from this place, but not from your presence. In your holy name we pray. Amen.